Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to the K-pop audition FAQ that I'm doing for my 5-year anniversary here on YouTube. So on October 7th, 2019, I posted my first ever video on this channel, and that's kind of where it all began. I mean, back then my channel was not about K-pop audition at all, but it's kind of grown to this, and I'm really happy to say that this channel has been alive consistently. I've been posting, by the way, every week, and at one point I used to do like twice a week as well. And so much has happened since 2019. Like, it's been 5 years, which is crazy. I don't know how many of you guys are like with me since then. I highly doubt it, but a lot has happened. I mean, back then I was in junior high, which is kind of like middle school. So I was in grade 9, and now I'm in university. I mean, I'm in my dream university, so to say. And I have 3 midterms next week, back to back. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I feel like dying. But let's not talk about that right now. That's not the point of this video. And of course, I got my silver button during that time as well. So I mean, I usually never share this in my videos. I don't know why. I should like really hang it up, but I don't know how I would hang it up back there. I feel like it would just fall because it's just like a random wall, right? Oh, you're seeing my really messy bun. It's being held up by a claw clip. But anyway, really thankful for this. Really thankful for you guys who have been watching my videos and always comment really nice things. It really does make my day. And my channel is my pride and my joy. So thank you so much. Alrighty, now we're gonna get started with the actual FAQ portion of this video. So I asked you guys on my Instagram channels like what you wanted to see. It was like either a Q&A about me or like a K-pop audition FAQ, and this one won. So that's what we're doing. I asked you guys some questions and we're going to answer them right now. So the first question is from Kevin. So Kevin asks, do you think it's better to audition for companies that you don't really like, but just in case? And I would say yes, audition for all of the companies that you see and that you're applicable for. Why? Because number one, it can build your experience. Like, let's say, even if it's just like an online audition, like a one-on-one Zoom, I think that still builds your experience of talking to judges, performing in front of people that you don't know. And of course, it's not as same as like the in-person audition experience, but who knows, maybe you audition for a company that you weren't really thinking of joining, but it turns out they actually do have good artists under their label, and the staff are actually pretty nice. The judges seem really nice too. You know, you never know, especially if you're just submitting the same video. It doesn't take that much time to do it either, so don't like customize your video per company unless it's something really special and like a certain company wants a certain thing. Unless it's that situation, I highly recommend that you just submit the same video to all of the companies that you see. And also, let's say you make it to like a 3rd round of a certain audition, then you can definitely write that down in like one of the audition experience parts of an audition form, because then you can be like, I actually was so close to being a trainee. Of course, you wouldn't say that for a 2nd round, but 3rd round and up, you should definitely include that. The next question is from Lekya Shri. So she asks, do judges care more about singing or dancing? I get this question quite often just because some people don't know whether to choose singing or dancing, and really, if you think you have like the same amount of skill level, then go with the one that you genuinely enjoy more. It's not like certain companies will like prefer one over the other. I mean, there are some cases where that might be the case, like SM Entertainment, for example. They definitely care more about their live vocals and their singing more than dancing. And I would say some companies have that preference, but overall, generally, it's not like this category is so much better than the others. That's not really the case, and I would just go with the one that showcases your potential and your talent and your stage presence the best. Joni asks, can I sing something in French? So I would recommend against this just because a lot of K-pop companies are looking for mainly Korean and English. That's really the only 2 languages that you should be auditioning with. I mean, maybe Japanese and Chinese, but still it's not that favorable. So just try to sing a song in Korean or English. It doesn't really matter which one you choose between the 2, just because other languages aren't that relevant in the K-pop space. Like, you don't really see, like, let's say K-pop idols promoting in French. So just consider that. I mean, obviously there are a lot of K-pop idols that also promote in Japan and China. However, it's best to stick with Korean and English for now. And if you want to flaunt your other language skills later on in the process, that might be good. So Maddie asks, if they think you're really good, will they give you less rounds? So this isn't really the way it works. The rounds aren't really to see how good you are and then to like cut that process down, if that makes sense. Really the only realistic case where they would have less rounds for you and really accept you immediately is if they're really looking for like a new member in a group, like they're looking for one more member and they need to get this done like immediately. Otherwise they're going to go through the normal process of a K-pop audition and take like 3 to 4 rounds for every single applicant that they are interested in and like see potential in joining as a trainee. It's also to have like some serious discussions about like a visa or like future plans or like going over the contract, things like that. So Ash asks, what are the different dance styles each big company prefers? So this one I can like give you an answer generally just because I don't think it really differs between the companies. So all companies are pretty much looking for like a K-pop choreography, like a hip-hop style. They're not looking for like contemporary or like modern dancing. Like no, that's not what they're looking for. You can evidently see that in K-pop choreography, a lot of it is based off of hip-hop styles. I mean, sometimes you'll see like the very rare like popping, locking, or like voguing, or like what is it, tutting, things like that. But really the foundation of it is hip-hop. So if you're going with a non-K-pop choreography, then I recommend that you find one in the style of K-pop. So Avery asks, has anyone from your audition course ever been accepted as a trainee? And yes, they actually have been. I mean, obviously I don't know every single one of them just because sometimes they might not tell me, but I've got a huge list. Maybe not huge, I've got a list of people that have passed their auditions and like which ones they passed on my website, so you can go look right now, I suppose. I don't know. This isn't meant to be like a plug or some sort. I mean, if you guys want to join my audition course, you can. To be honest, I don't really promote it a lot because people still join regardless of whether I promote it or not, and I can't handle like so many people in my course, obviously. Anyway, the next question is from Veronica, and she asks, when you do the audition for JYP, after a while, they send you an email saying that the evaluation on your application for the online audition has been completed. Does that mean I didn't pass? This, I got so many questions about this. Like, I think in like 2022, when people were like auditioning for the JYP online audition one, that's like the only thing I ever got asked. And this means that they saw your audition. So the evaluation has been complete means that they saw your audition and they reviewed it. And that doesn't mean that you passed or not, whether it's a successful audition or not. They're probably going to, let's say if they're interested in you, then they're going to review more rounds with like other judges, maybe ask some higher ups, and then ask you to do like a second round with them. And if they are not interested, then they will ghost you and you will never ever know. Which is why I just say after you audition, just forget about it and move on to the next, because just like thinking about it is not going to help you in your process. So this audition email just simply means that they saw your audition and the audition has been complete. So if you do hear back, it'll probably be in like about a week or 2 weeks, or maybe even more, maybe 3 weeks or something like that. Could take more than a month. The timeline is so unclear for online auditions that are just ongoing, unfortunately. So Aubrey asks, is it better to stick with one category, or should I alternate between dance and vocal for my auditions? So this is kind of going off of what I said before, where I say you should just really like prep your audition videos and submit the same video to a bunch of different companies. So yes, just stick with one category for now for the first round, and then just submit your best take, your best category, your best song choice to all of these different companies. And that way it doesn't really matter. I mean, it's not like these companies are sharing in between and being like, yo, did you see this audition? Did they audition for you too with the same video? Like, they aren't doing that at all. So same video for all of the companies, unless you hate yourself and you want to create more work. In that case, go for it. Alrighty, next, Laura asks, is it bad to send in a dance video that was filmed outside? Because the simpler the background, the better, right? I mean, I don't really have a problem with outside videos, and I doubt the judges would too. As long as you're not facing against the sun, I think it's fine, because sometimes when you're faced against the sun, it's hard to see your face and you just see like the bright sun behind you. So apart from that, I would say it's totally fine. But yes, the simpler the background, the better. I mean, like, the ideal audition background would be just like a plain white wall, kind of like this, maybe if that thing wasn't in the way. So that would be ideal, but if that's the only space where you can really freely move, then it's completely fine. And another thing is that you should be able to freely move. A lot of people film their audition videos inside their room where they really don't have a lot of space, and that's really unfortunate to see, because sometimes when you're dancing, it's like it's hard to tell whether you are genuinely not like really making your moves wide enough or you're just like really limited by your space. So just highly recommend finding a space where you can freely dance without having to worry about any limitations or restrictions of your space. Celia asks, honestly, is it better to choose a non-K-pop song for your audition for dancing? But I'm also curious about singing. So for dancing, it really doesn't matter because the song choice and the lyrics have really nothing to do with the dance and the choreography. So it doesn't matter at all. It can literally be in any language, I feel like, as long as the genre fits like the K-pop style. But for singing, I mean, I already kind of mentioned this, Korean and English is preferred. And whether that be like K-pop or not, it's honestly up to you. I mean, I think for singing, it doesn't really matter whether it's a K-pop song or a pop song, but I would keep it within that genre, so don't go singing like opera or something like that. I don't know. For dancing, I would recommend starting with K-pop if you're a beginner, but if you find other choreographies that you're interested in and you think you can pull that off, go for it. But it's a lot easier to execute choreographies that are K-pop and have that be accepted, like generally accepted, if that makes sense. So the very last question that we'll be looking at today is from Danielle. She asks, not exactly K-pop audition, but what if you get started as a trainee but then get kicked out of the company? If you live in the dorm by the company, is there time to look for a new place to live, or will you basically be kicked out straight away? And if you're a foreigner, does a company pay for your flight ticket home to your home country? So a lot of this is very, very situation based, and I can't answer that for you right now. To be honest, like probably not the best thing to worry about at this moment when you're preparing for an audition and you aren't like even accepted yet as a trainee. You know, probably not the best concern to have, but all this depends on the contract that you sign. So if you have a question that are this specific about the trainee contract, like literally what happens, let's say when this trainee contract is terminated, then you should raise that up with the company, and if you have concerns with it, you should discuss that with the legal terms. So can't really offer you some legal advice here, and also that is very dependent on the contract that you receive, because a lot of the time you won't really be able to like change parts of the contract just like depending on what you want. Usually it's just like a here, we'll give you this, and then you sign it. Does that make sense? Alrighty, so those are all the questions that I prepared for today. I mean, a lot of them were like repeats of what I previously said in my other video, so hopefully this wasn't like, I mean, the other questions that I got that I didn't answer today. So if you have any other questions that I haven't like talked about before, or you make words are not coming out, you want me to make a video on it, let me know. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye.